Hello and welcome to the official Leeds United podcast. Today we're joined by two academy graduates who left the club and have come back to play their part in the recent success under Daniel Farke. It's Sam Byram and Alex Cairns.
On the boys.
Welcome, lads.
Hello.
Sammy boy.
Lads, welcome to the official Leeds United podcast. Great to have you on. Stewie's been very, very excited to see this one.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, two chuckle brothers, isn't it?
Aye, absolutely. So you've been saying. We're going to get straight into it. Quick fire. We'll like to get the guests a little bit more relaxed, get into it. So I'm going to say, don't embarrass each other. Favourite teammate to share a laugh with?
Oh, it's us too. It's us too. We sit next to each other in the changing room and we're always cracking jokes. It's got to be Sam for me.
Yeah, there you go.
Likewise.
Easy.
Nah, this has got to be boring.
TV guilty pleasure. Like he's into like a series or something that he's into at the minute.
Not at the minute, but I do love keep watching Gossip Girl. I keep going back to it. You've seen Gossip Girl, haven't you?
Gossip Girl.
Oh, it's a throwback, but that is my guilty pleasure. Whenever I'm bored, I'll just stick that on.
I want to check it out.
Have you not seen it?
No.
It's good, isn't it, Sam?
Are you just going to say, I'm the same as him?
No. Bridgerton for me, I think.
Yeah.
Bridget.
Yeah.
I've had a few of lads say Bridget on the pod. Yeah.
Surprisingly good, yeah.
If you both weren't footballers, what would you be?
I'd work with my dad, fruit and veg. That market trader.
Kenzie's veg.
Yeah,
we'll get on to that.
Yeah.
Actually, I've got something for you.
I've had it a few times before. I think I'd be a chef, which is a bit random, but I did my work experience in a fancy restaurant when I was a kid.
What restaurant?
It's called Melton's 2 in York. Don't know if it's still around, to be fair, but no, I enjoyed it. It was good.
I would not trust you to cook anything for me. No chance. You'd be like, oh, is it done? Oh, burnt it.
Dodgy prawns.
Yeah.
You had a chat with Pascal because he fancies himself as a bit of a chef.
Yeah. No, I haven't, to be fair, no.
He said he's got some-
know?
Yeah, but we'll not talk about that, mate. I don't want to embarrass Sam, you know.
Okay.
There's standards and trades and certificates and that.
If you could swap lives for one day with any other person in the world, who would it be? Oh. Well, go sports person. Any other sports person.
You might want to go as a movie actor.
Oh, go on then, tell us.
The worst person?
No,
or
the best.
No, the best.
You could be somebody
If
for
you
one
could be
day.
somebody else for one day, who would it be?
Oh, you're going to sting me. I ain't got a clue. Probably my kids, because they've got some life. Some life on kids of mine, let me tell you.
It's the best answer we've had.
Some life, I'm telling you. Yeah, probably my kids.
This one, we'll love it because it's proper thinkers. Piece of technology that you couldn't live without and you can't see your phone.
TV? That class of technology?
Absolutely.
Yeah, TV, 100%.
Internet?
Absolutely. There you go. That was quick, Sam.
Yeah.
You're getting it. You're getting the vibe.
This will be good, this one, because
This will
obviously
be good.
he's would have been a chef, but you're on death row. What meal are you going for? You have one last meal.
Steak and chips, I think. But like a proper nice one.
Okay.
Medium rare.
Medium.
Is that it? No, like side bits?
No, I'm happy with that, yeah.
Yeah?
Steak and chips.
No onion rings or peas or peppercorn sauce or anything like that? No? No? Okay.
Something Italian, like a fresh pasta, tomato, chili sauce, something that I'll do, the chef, because he's incredible making a pasta. I know that sounds so boring, but I genuinely would that and a bit of garlic bread.
What was yours? Were you a pizza, weren't you? Because you can change the toppings.
Pizza, yeah, because you can put whatever you want on the
Yeah, that's
on the
what you're
pizza,
saying
yeah.
that. Now, getting back to what you were saying before, the job that you'd be doing if you hadn't been in the game. What did you say?
Fruit and veg at market trade.
Veg. Well, there's a few rumours going around. Obviously, we've had a bit of crack in the past, Sam, when we're doing the car.
I know you spoke to.
Car karaoke. A few of the lads suggested that you were like Daniel Farke's
Oh,
pets.
no.
All right, go on.
I've got something that a man that's going to take the biscuit and take the crown here, because we've got a little message for you, Kenzie, of somebody that you might know.
I think I've got an idea who that might be.
Hi Alex, just a question for you. When you were younger, you used to bring fruit and veg in for managers just to try and get you in the team or around the
No, you didn't.
Is that still the case now? You are still at Leeds United with Daniel Farke. Just an interesting question because it was a strong rumour do you try to influence managers by bringing fruit and veg in from your mum and dad's stall?
I think I remember that.
I mean, it worked to give me a 3-year contract.
Must be some fruit and veg.
Oh no! Cheers, manager, boss, gaffer. Oh, he's done me.
Simon's killed you.
He's done me.
Absolutely killed
He's done
you.
me. I thought that one just stayed
What
under
did
the
you bring
radar.
in?
So
Where was that at with Simon?
Glyn Snodden is really good friends with my dad. They grew up at Doncaster, and basically he's rang me. Dad, he's will you send Kenzie with some fresh fruit and veg and that, gaffer and all that, all love it. So my dad's brought it back. He's like, Glyn's been on the phone. He wants you to set this in. I went, Dad, I cannot go into the training ground up to the manager's office with a fresh box of fruit and veg. I said, I can't do it. He said, listen, I've already brought it. Glyn's paid for it. It's all sorted. I said, right, no worries. So I've gone in extra early as I could. Gone up to the office. All the office staff are in there. And then the manager's there. Kenzie, buzzing, thank you. Love that. Appreciate that. Anyway, we've gone into the dinner time now. Nobody knows that I brought this in. I'm in the canteen, obviously still young lad. He's gone, Ken, all lads now are all sat around the table. Kenzie, thanks a lot for bringing that fruit in for me today. It was lovely.
You got
I was
battered.
like, I went bright red in the face. I thought, God, everyone thinks now I'm basically what Sam is to the manager now.
Don't you jump on that as
I'm
well.
sorry, I've got to.
That is class. Simon's killed you. Anything you want to say to Simon?
Not that he's allowed to be on the
There you go.
podcast.
Fair enough. You can send him a message in a text. So moving on, lads. That was when I saw that video, man. I was crying. He was gone. If you had to describe the other person to someone who doesn't know them, what would you say?
I've described him. Did you have one word or just in a sentence?
I would love a sentence or a good
a
quote.
remarkable human being. Love him to bits.
It's nice, isn't it? How do you top that? To be fair, he's probably the nicest lad I've known, really. So I think, when actually before you came to the club, lads were asking me what he was like, and I said he's top. He's a good laugh, but he's just a proper nice guy.
Did you know each other prior?
Yeah, we obviously came through together, didn't we?
At the same-
So
Yeah.
you were the year below me, weren't you?
But we blended, didn't we,
Yeah, we
in
sort of like the two
scholars?
age groups blended together because we didn't have a lot in our age group. So we were together quite a lot, weren't we? And went on holiday and everything together. And yeah,
Couple actually, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Egypt, Ibiza.
got one coming up, haven't we, as well?
Yeah,
Where's
Kenzie's
going?
stag do. Back to
Really?
Ibiza, actually.
Yeah, we are. Back to Ibiza. Back to the stomping
Still
ground.
waiting for
Full
it.
circle.
Yeah, didn't get it.
What club you off to?
Oh, I don't know.
He's got a full schedule
Yeah, we've got
planned.
that, yeah.
He broke
Don't
it
be
up.
giving too much out on the
Calvin
podcast.
Harris,
yeah.
Calvin Harris is still out there.
Is he?
Tremendous.
I'll get some pictures for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kenzie's outfits. and
What
that.
moving on from the stag do talk, what has it meant to both of you to be part of the squad or part of the club again over the last couple of seasons at such obviously a special time?
I think it came around as such a surprise to me. I think when I came back to the club, obviously starting off almost like on a trial. So I think, I'd always hoped that I'd come back here at some point, but, it seemed sort of out of the question at the time. And then to get the opportunity to come back and then be involved with the last few years has just been unbelievable. And I think, if you'd have asked me a few years ago, would I be able to envisage this? I could have never guessed in my wildest dreams that, I'd have the years back here that I've had. So just really grateful, to be given the chance to come back and then to be involved with such special moments. It's been a whirlwind, really.
Yeah, I'd sort of matched that to a certain extent because at that time I was sort of playing in League Two. And then when obviously Leeds in the Championship, trying to push for Premier League, sort of come knocking on the door, couldn't really, even though I knew it was a chance, I wasn't going to be playing much. I knew that it was more of the training role, be good around the place and, push the keepers around you, push even the lads in training around you and what have you. I sort of knew the role was something that I'd have to give up the playing, which I do miss. It's something I'll always miss, but match days here at Adam Road, you can't comprehend how big, how massive they are, especially under the lights. I think we all know what it's like under the lights here. The way the club galvanises you when you walk through the training ground, through the building, the people that are here. It's just, it means a lot for me to be here and, and hopefully keep pushing the group.
Well, the promotion last season, did you think after being away from the club for so long and coming back that you'd been a part of that? And what was the feelings like?
It's mad, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I think after the first year, it's obviously you weren't here, were you? But missing out at Wembley, you're such a sucker punch, and then to pick yourselves up and go again. To do it in the manner we did as well with the winning the league at Plymouth, I think it's just...
Yeah, it was because you probably know, obviously being around the club, how hard the lads work, and that's the bit that not many people do see. Like the lads are in day to day
sacrifices.
Yeah, the sacrifice that a lot of everyone makes. That's not just the players, that's staff included, and everyone around the place. Just to try and get an element of success. And obviously last year the promotion was obviously the pinnacle, and then to go up as champions as well was huge. And I thought it wouldn't have done us justice just finishing second. I thought the work that we put in and the way we performed throughout the year, I thought we have to go up as champions, and doing it at Plymouth away on the last day was
parade. That was a joke.
The parade! Wow, wow.
How was the journey back from Plymouth? I said it's the only time I'd have loved to have had a bus journey back. I know he's flew back, but how good would that have been?
It was, even the flight was like special as well, because obviously on the bus you'd have two separate coaches. On the flight we had everyone on there, didn't we? It was incredible of having everyone's drinking and singing and chanting, and and then we jumped on the
You just
Pullman.
want to do loops though around the airport and stay.
You don't want to stop.
Just so you get a few more
Back to the
cans
hill
in.
and
Yeah, you just on cloud nine literally, and it was mad, wasn't it?
Yeah, the whole few days, even then the parade, and then what else did we do after?
That's
Just like day after day
Vegas,
celebrating it. Oh yeah, then
Awards night.
night.
we had that, and then we went to Vegas. So it was just
and even that was
a week of just.
Did you go to Vegas?
No. What, when I got promoted?
Yeah.
No, because it was during COVID, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We went, Ibiza had just opened up. We went
Oh,
to
did you do that?
Ibiza.
We had the same at Norwich. We had a party at the training ground in a marquee.
I mean, we had a good
quite
trip,
compared, does
but
it, to Vegas?
it doesn't.
the week that them boys had was...
Yeah, well, I mean, them scenes around the city, having a one club city, to see the amount of fans that came out, that went global.
I was just
I used to
Obviously,
be part of
yeah.
that, man, mental.
But obviously, used to your homegrown players, you're been at Leeds throughout your youth career. Did you expect it to be as big as what it actually was? Because everybody comes in and says, I know Leeds is big, but did you expect it to be like that?
You genuinely have to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
Like without it, you can show that on any video or anything, and everyone, oh yeah, that looks amazing. But to actually be there, and it wasn't even like, you have parades where there's like a few rows of people. The rows were going so far back, like you could not even see to the end of the street.
They don't do it justice to the video.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice. Like, and just being on there, it was like that proper pinch me moment. Like, this is surreal. Like it really was, like looking around as well, and we're all like just buzzing about with each other, and we just like, everyone was just like, we've done it. Like, look at this, is incredible. Like, we're going to do something special again next year, and the whole club sort of felt like that as well. That was the whole feeling around the place, that we're gonna. This is the start, Were
you as well behaved, or did you get absolutely smashed?
Yeah, it was smart.
Every right to be as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, especially like I said, we spoke a minute ago about the sacrifice.
Yeah,
that is your chance. That is a
release, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's like
pressure
it was worth it in the end. Like everything we did was worth it for these moments.
I only had a little taste of it at the DoubleTree Hilton rooftop we used when we were celebrating. That was some night as well, by the way.
It's incredible as well. That was carnage. I tried to run through to I remember somebody got me there's a video of me as well on TikTok coming to go collect my car the next day, and I was like, yeah, please don't put that anywhere, because if you just see my face on that next day, I was like,
ruined. On TikTok.
Ruined. Yeah, he's on TikTok.
Great.
What was it? Sorry, Stu. What was the key to that season? Obviously, to carry to the success. What do you put it down to?
It's got a bit of togetherness.
Yeah, I think the collectiveness. Like everyone chipped in, didn't they?
It's easy to say, and it's an easy answer to say for a lot of people when they have success. But even the lads that had played, use myself for example, not played a minute, and I still felt such a part of it. And I felt that about the lads that might have played minimal. I still felt that they felt a part of it. And to do that in a season where you've not played loads a minute and still feel massively a part of what you've achieved, I think like that's special in itself.
Yeah, I think we had a very good squad, but you see, I mean, look at Leicester this year. They've got class players, but they're nowhere near it. I think, when you've got good lads, a good group, good staff, and everyone's sort of working towards the same thing, I think because we had a sticky spell, didn't we?
We did.
We had a bit of a meeting together in the changing room, and it was like, come on, look what we can achieve. And I think without that team spirit and, togetherness, it might not have played out how it did.
I think the culture of the club, especially the club like this, is huge, isn't it? It's You've got to be together.
We talk about it under Bielsa, we all that.
Yeah,
even the boys.
Yeah, we had such a good dressing room, and to be fair, it seems pretty similar now when I look around the place and see the guys. It's inside. Sam, you're obviously part of ours as well, but it just seems very much like it's kind of similar, which can only be a good thing. But Sam, obviously, Cairns, he's already talked about sort of his role within the team, and I want to talk to you obviously a little bit about yours in terms of. You probably haven't played as much as you would have liked this season, which I think the roles that both of you bring to the club itself and to the team goes way beyond on the pitch. Obviously, both of us have been in dressing rooms before, and I think, like, I went through my time at Leeds and didn't play a lot at the beginning, but I still had a big role to play off the pitch. So I think what I'm trying to say is don't undervalue what you bring to the team outside of the pitch.
A lot of people will do that. Well said.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that, because sometimes, like, we obviously sit next to each other, and we don't get the joy of walking out on the pitch as often as most, and more than anyone, we'd want to be the ones doing that, But to say that it's hard for us to understand the impact of others without others talking about the impact of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear that. Obviously, you think that from outside looking in, and obviously me and Sam just try and help lads that especially come to the club understand what it means to be Leeds. Like, it's not just it's a family. It's not just you come to Leeds, you earn your money, and you go on the pitch, and like you see a lot of other sort of players and teams doing when you are Leeds, and I think that shows on the pitch. There's a togetherness on the pitch that you're part of this, you're part of the family, like, buy into us and we'll buy into you, sort of thing.
I know what you're saying as well, because there's been, senior pros, and that you've been at other clubs where you've seen lads that are on the outer that are not getting a game. They can derail and be the worst bad egg and try to make it as uncomfortable as possible. And you're like, you really?
Yeah.
So you learn from their mistakes when you're going forward, and when I haven't been playing at times, and you play your part inside that.
Yeah.
And you know what it's about, because you all want to be on that same journey, and if you don't want to be that one that gets the old head policy tag for the rest of your career,
we ain't got it.
Because you remember them.
We haven't.
And I see the club at the minute with you lot, and obviously with Stewie's time, and when I was here, it's few and far between.
So true. So true.
So differences, you've been here in the past and you've been here obviously now, differences from previous to now, and the similarities, what's gone hand in hand, or what's changed completely from your times?
I think the biggest difference I noticed was, when I was last here, it was a tough time for the club. I think the top tier was shut, or the top stand, just a bit. There's no real sort of hope around the place, and then
they were signing players like me as well. talking of no hope.
That's the biggest
under the bus. No,
we're signing absolute crap.
When I come back, then you first game of the season, it's sold out stadium. I think the expectation was kind of what I was getting at. Sort of when I come through, there wasn't a huge expectation.
Did you feel the vibe again?
Yeah, just coming back, I think, like I said, the place being sold out and coming down from the Premier League, everyone just expects you to go back up. Whereas when I first played here, there was no expectation really. So I think that's the biggest difference I noticed.
Yeah, I left. Did I leave a year or 2 years before you left?
Yeah, 1 or 2.
And it felt like a shambles. The expectation will always be there with the Leeds, but the whole place was a shambles. I remember, like, the Chilino era for me was. Like, it was horrendous, I can't lie, because you got sold so many lies. I remember going, into his office saying, "We're going to send you out on loan." I spoke to your agent. I rang my agent. He'd not had any of them conversations, So I was like, well, am I here? Am I there? What am I doing? So at that point, I'd played half a game for Leeds at that point, but I'd not had the games that Sam had and some of the other young lads had. And I was desperate for game time. And to be fair, I found out from a letter from the club saying, thank you, it's time to leave, even though I got told I was getting a new contract. I ended up getting a letter post when we just got back from Tenerife, if you remember. Yeah, I know. We'd been Tenerife, me, Sam, Charlie Taylor, Mowat. We all went on a little trip, didn't we? I came back to a letter saying, you've been released. I was like, oh, okay. A letter, yeah, a letter. And then I rang, obviously, the manager at the time, which was Redders, and he was like, Cairns, I know nothing about it. Like, he said, I think I'm going to go as well, by all accounts. So I was like, right, where do I go now, So it was from there, now I could never imagine the club being like that now. I feel like there's a process, there's an idea behind, even bringing me back to the club, they had their reasons for doing that and what they wanted out of it. So I just think for me now, from where it was to where it is, it's like chalk and cheese,
That's scary, that, when you're thinking about you getting a letter. Yeah. You opened it up with that.
When I opened it up, I was...
As if the fear coming back from Tenerife and the lad's holiday wasn't enough.
And then open enough demons. And then open that. Yeah, it was just, like you say, it was like, I've been through enough in my life to accept, things that happen. You can't do anything about it now other than go and find a career for myself, which, luckily I did and found my way back.
Well, thankfully them days are gone.
I know.
I'm going to take you back to the academy, because I was at the Sunderland Academy growing up, and I could never beat the Leeds United youth team at the time. Robinson, McPhail, Hart, Woodgate, who were Andy
Some
Gray.
team, that, innit?
It was scary.
Was it the same training ground you were at, the Sunderland one?
No, Sunderland's has changed now. That was the old Charlie Hurley Centre. That was windy up there. They tried to build some trees one year, and they said they're going to grow. I've been back recently to the old training ground. They still haven't even grown. Still the size of the fence. They were saying they were going to block the wind and everything. Didn't happen, but it was the academy down here was fantastic. You played a part in it. What was your football education like coming through that, and how blessed were you?
Do you know,
Kenzie laughed. My memory's terrible, so I can't remember a right lot.
Great for a podcast out, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I could probably tell you more about his path than anything else.
To be fair, I remember a few good coaches that. I think that's the one thing, the coaches that we probably both had. Real caring, real sort of understanding of the game, and just wanting the best for you. I actually got released when I was, I think I was 9. Got released down to sort of the development squad. I remember being like devastated, but there was people there that said, don't worry, if you path, keep practicing, you'll come back. And then all the way through, just, the staff and the coaches that they kind of, I suppose that the club employ, they're just top, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I think that's what it was. Even though the club at that point was like, it dropped down to League One and then was trying to fight back with the Championship, the academy coaches were still top, weren't they? Like really top coaches, played against the best teams.
Facilities were good.
Yeah, the facilities obviously incredible. There was a good grounding as well. Like I always felt like, it obviously changed now, but even the first team players, there was always a connection with the first team players. You could always see them. I mean, when we were younger, not so much, but when you start getting into your scholarships and stuff like that, you could always see them, and it's like they'd train on the other pitch, wouldn't they? And you could everyone's like looking afterwards and what have you.
That's where you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You see the likes of like Fabian Delph and that coming through, and you can see all them like having banter with the first team, and then obviously see the lads going through and training and playing. It's just for me, in terms of football education, it was probably the best place to be especially for me. Like growing up, I had some good coaches.
So obviously you've already mentioned Fabian Delph there, but players like Johnny Howson, Aaron Lennon, who are now back at the academy, how important is it to have people that know the club and have come through the club back there, obviously coaching the kids?
It's huge because it provides that consistency of, like I said before, about knowing what Leeds is. I think, it's so easy. Everyone wants to be a footballer, of course, it's the best job in the world. But having an understanding of, what you're representing, I think is huge. The badge and the club will always be bigger than the one individual. That's just, it's a mantra that people use. But it's
side before self.
Yeah, it's the side before self. And, if you are coming through Leeds United Academy, it's not to be sold on to, clubs that have got the spending power and have been in the Premier League for years. It's a case of if you in Leeds United Academy, you're trying to get part of the first team for Leeds United. That's it, and that for me is the pinnacle. If you can get then push the club to go on to next thing Europe and all them things, that, and you're a part of that, then that's the added bonus.
So I want to just go back to what you were saying there about going back to the development squad, because we both had setbacks when we were in academies. When I was younger, Newcastle, Middlesbrough, Binders, and just said, you're crap. And it was third time lucky for me, but I had the support of my dad, who said, you got to go and prove them people wrong, the coaches, and have another go and have that belief in yourself. What kept you going for the setbacks? Just if any young kids are listening, going through academy process now at Leeds United or other clubs, how do you handle that?
Same, I remember, I say my memory's terrible, but I've got a clear sort of memory of driving out of Thorpe Arch in my dad's car, crying, in the passenger seat.
I cried for a month, mate.
As a young 9-year-old, just thinking, my dream's over, that's it. And I think that's it, your family, to sort of just encourage you to keep practicing. There's plenty of players out there that don't make it until 18, 19, 20. I think everyone's path's different. And for sort of anyone who's young and listening, for them to understand that, some players that they're the favourite at the academy all the way through the age, and that's their path. But there's some that drop out, might need to go to non-league, League One, whatever it be. Everyone's journey's different, and to just keep working hard, really. I think that's the main. I
think you've got to remember as a young kid as well, it's just the opinion of somebody, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know that at the time.
That goes right through the career, by the way.
No, of course, but I think at that young age, there's somebody making a decision that can affect a young kid, because obviously you can be in a pre-academy from your 4 years of age right up until you get offered a contract at 8, I believe it is, or 8 or 9, whatever it is. And you could be there from Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and then be told, okay, we don't think you're good enough. But that's just their opinion. You could literally go half an hour down the road to another club and they love you. So I think as for a young kid now, it is difficult, but I think you've got to just remember that it's the opinions and it's not fact, really.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
The standard's crazy now. Do you remember your lad was playing, actually? We joined in with academy a few weeks ago, and I couldn't believe how good they all were.
Did you get rinsed?
Just some of the skills and that they were doing.
No, they were actually a joke, weren't they?
Yeah, I was sat watching, actually. I thought, I'm not getting involved in this.
Yeah, you didn't get up, did you?
So talking obviously about, sorry Bridgie, about kids coming through academies and stuff, and I want to get on to coaching. I know, Cairns, you do a bit of goalkeeping coaching.
Yeah.
Are you doing your badges? Have you done them?
I will be doing my badges, yeah. That's something I'm interested in.
Something you fancy, or?
I'm not sure. I feel like I'd like to have a go at management, but I think the sacrifice you make on your family as a football player, I think management and coaching, so as much as I'd like to have a go at it, I just think I've done my bit in football, and I'll explore something else.
I think that's probably, for me, that's, as you rightly say, I think it's a big sacrifice to be able to go from playing straight into coaching, because it's a full time, it's constant, isn't it? And I think you've got to be fully in. You can't be half in, half out kind of thing. You've got to be fully convinced and know that you want to do it. So, but Cairns, what type of experience have you had?
Yeah, I've had a taste. I enjoy it because...
It's on Instagram every week.
I know, I do.
Share with his academy.
So if you want to repost
grow the brand.
Grow the brand.
Give it a shout out.
Yeah, a little kick on academy shout out. Yeah, it's something I've set up with a friend of mine who also plays for York and who've just been promoted as well. So that's good exposure for us.
What a game that was, by the way.
Incredible. So he currently is occupied with the party of getting promoted with York. But we set up the company purposely because when I was about 25 and I was playing at Fleetwood, I had no interest in coaching. I thought, I don't like some of the stuff that goes off in sort of the development side of it. And then as I've gone on and got older, and I felt like I've got too much experience to not pass this on, especially for goalkeepers, because for me, goalkeeping is 90% mental, 10% ability, in my opinion, because...
And these are 100% mental.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I'd like to think I'm one of the calm ones.
You're the best one I've met.
But no, I genuinely believe it is that, because it's, for me, and I'm talking probably selfishly, it's the hardest position on the pitch, because you can be the hero and you can be the zero just like that. It's so easy to become the scapegoat in many teams, and I've been a scapegoat in many teams for underperforming teams, and it's hard. But I go back to the training, the resilience, and all that comes with it, and that's what I'm trying to tap into a little bit more, the psyche of it as well, not just necessarily the coaching and the ability, because I think there's some keepers that I think have got absolute amazing ability that can, go and do something in a career, but if they've not been dealt with the resilience, like Sam obviously got released at 8 or 9, probably weirdly made him the footballer he is today, and being able to deal with setbacks, injuries, whatever it may be. And from that young age, there's going to be setbacks. There's going to be, things that don't go your way. And I think I was speaking about my kids earlier that, I give them everything that I can. And sometimes it's hard to be able to, you want them to learn as well, to build resilience and understand that, life isn't as easy as what it's made out to be. It's a lot harder. You go through struggles, and I think that sort of aligns with goalkeeping. It's never just going to be about the training you do. It's obviously the matches where people get to see you and see what you are, and if you do make a mistake, you're getting battered for it. But that's part of the role that we play.
Absolutely. the coaching side of it, you've had a dabble at it, yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously Sam's talking about, I got a fright when I was going through my badges, like 5 years of the badges, and realising, that's why that session was put on for that reason.
Yeah.
In the attention to detail that goes into it. But the side so once I got the grasp of that and the session planning, I absolutely loved it. But the biggest one for me was the mentoring side. To, like you were saying, you mentioned passing on the knowledge to others. That's the biggest bit of, if there was a golden nugget given, they said, all them years that you'd done the badges for and the coaching that I'd done in Australia, it was to get a message off somebody that had made it in America. At the university, to say, like, 5 years on, thank you so much for all that support. And
amazing.
And it was that moment when that makes it all worthwhile.
I think that's what the coaching bit is. It's the little mentorship, and if they trust you and trust the words that you're saying, and they obviously get something out of it, then it's literally perfect practice. It's what you want, isn't it? So that's top. That.
Just get yourself ready, Sam. Pen and papers and laptops, pal. There's loads of
badges started.
Get yourself a sleeping bag, because you won't be able to sleep at home anymore. Looking forward to seeing you get it done as quick as you can. The squad, moving on to this squad, one of the best that you've been involved with here and now over the years?
Yeah, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've had some good people, haven't we, like, in the past that we worked with. Like, I'm looking like Alex Cairns, Cookie and all that.
Yeah.
They were all good, and obviously they were from academy, but then you had likes of like Luke Murphy, Danny Pugh, Michael Tong. They're all good people, weren't they?
Back when
They're all good people. Paddy Kenny, who's an absolute diamond. Oh yeah. Funny guy.
I've listened to a few of his podcasts.
Oh,
tremendous.
Man. Yeah, he's a good
funny,
guy. Yeah, he is. Still speak to him. Still speak to Ross McCormack as well. He's still around, isn't he? So,
Did you see him get knocked out by Matt Kilgallen the other day? He lasted 1 minute.
I know.
I've
not spoken about it yet.
Charity fight, killer by name, killer by nature.
Knocked him out, did he?
He knocked him clean out after 1 minute.
You
not seen the footage?
No, I knew it happened, but I haven't seen the footage.
Yeah,
no.
sorry, Ross,
surprised
give him
Killer
a
hasn't
shout
said it to me.
He will be watching as well.
Like, when you see him, just give him the old like.
And in terms of, obviously, we know what G's have achieved so far. We're obviously recording this before the Burnley game. You have reached 40 points. What do you think has been the key to success this season? Is it the togetherness? We've had a lot of players on the podcast, and they all say the same thing about can't even speak, the togetherness in the squad.
It is. Because training can be grueling when it's, game after game, but then you're also training the lads that aren't playing are training without any joy. But then you're in the change room afterwards, and you've all either won a game or you've got a decent result, and that just sees you on for the next week and the next week, and it is just literally churning it out. That's how I feel. But
do you still have the banter? Who's the banter inside? Who keeps the place? When you need somebody that's going to lift it. We had Gary Kelly, was absolutely brilliant to do that. When you were feeling down or a bad result, he just flipped the atmosphere by doing a prank or cracking a joke.
We haven't got like a mental character.
We've not like that. No,
like,
we haven't got somebody that's
just stuck for a laugh.
Ethan's always good, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's always good value.
There's I don't know if you've had it on yet, but there's like an ongoing thing that someone keeps cutting the end of Cairns' socks off or like dipping them in water. So we'll get to the end of training, like he's had his shower and that. He goes to get dressed, pulls his sock on, and his feet just poke out the end of his sock.
Sam's saying this, right? But Sam's definitely involved.
There's a few people that
Sam's definitely involved.
It's a good job when he wears the Adidas one. You steal them off. Please don't do the kit, man.
Have you got any ideas on who the main culprits are?
There's.
We got a video of it, didn't we?
I got a video of it.
So he.
Set your phone up.
He set his phone up in his pocket.
Yeah. I set my phone up in my pocket and literally just hanging out. Ethan.
Yeah.
And a surprising one, Willie was holding my sock.
Yeah.
Willie was holding my sock.
That for me doesn't surprise me with Willie.
Really?
Because when I was there, I think he's got a little.
He's giddy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's still a kid. He's got a little cheeky side to him, Willie. And we had, I think, back to when I was there, there was a couple of things went on. Yeah.
The video's class. Have you shown the video's class?
Have you shown the video?
Yeah, I've shown it.
Did you put it on the big screen or on the bus or something?
I literally put it into the group chat that night, just saying, just so you know, Ethan, I know you're guilty. Put the video in, but he knew I was videoing, so on the video he just keeps coming up, pulling faces at the camera like every time Ethan's trying to yeah, it was good. It was good crack.
Class. And how long had that gone on for?
Oh well,
it was from last season, wasn't it?
I told Ethan I was going to put this on the podcast as well. To be fair. So at Old Trafford, bearing in mind, it's a huge game as well. Yeah. I can say it because we won now. But before the game...
I don't know if you should say it.
He told me I could.
All right then.
Shall I?
We can edit it out.
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll find out. Make sure it's okay. But before the game, it's been happening for a few weeks. Mine and Carl's boxes keep getting swapped. So when I do the warm up and everything, and then I come in and start getting ready, and then I've got Carl's boxes. So obviously he's got mine, no problem. Then just before, I've then gone to put my sock on in the changing room, and it's also been cut again. Before, we're bearing in mind playing Man United at Old Trafford. Like,
got to keep the routine going.
Yeah, so now he said after the game, he was like, just so you know, Kenzie, every week I'm going to be doing it now. Well, at least I know you're doing it. Yeah,
that's it. Once something happens like that, you've got to stick with it.
Yeah,
it's
exactly
moments like that change seasons.
Without a doubt.
And obviously that's great for team spirit and stuff like that. In terms of off the pitch, who's in charge of... I read something a few weeks ago, I think it was about Ethan organising dinners, because again, it used to be like Coops, myself, Luke Galen, people that would organise stuff outside.
It's you and Ethan really, aren't they? You two.
Yeah, I think like we all, to be fair, both of us, Ethan. I think,
sort of get the feeling, don't we?
If we've not done anything for a while, or say maybe results haven't gone our way and it's a bit sort of, could do with a boost, we'll say, should we do a team meal or something like that? We're probably due one soon, actually.
Yeah, we actually are. We were talking about it, weren't we, the other day?
Well, when we do fines, like if someone's due a big fine, then they'll have to pay for the meal. I think it's important to keep on top of stuff like that, because like you say, when you're in a work environment, you don't always get to socialise with everyone. Everyone's doing their own stuff. But when you come together outside of football, you kind of relax a bit, and it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been good for us, I don't know, over these 2 years.
And Daniel Farker, I'm going to say, obviously, he loves his fruit and veg. Yeah. He got
don't tell him.
He give you extra room on the bus. The machine, you've still got what was the machine that you used to take?
Reformer.
The Reformer.
Yeah. I wanted to get on that, the Reformer.
The Reformer.
So changed my life, that has it.
So the manager's obviously, Daniel's played a big part for both of yous. What's he been like for the squad from your views inside, seeing what he's done?
You go
on a personal note and obviously on a team note.
Personally, he's the reason that I've had a chance back here. I'm not daft enough to realise that he's the one that gave me the foot through the door and helped me sort of build a career here again off the back of some tough years. So personally, he's revived my career sort of over the last few years, and then I think for the club, sort of going back to what Al said about the stableness, obviously Bielsa and other managers before, but I think the last few years has really steadied the ship, built a hard work mentality, there's no egos around the place, and built like an environment that the lads can go off and succeed. So now I think it's been vital. You can see the last 2 years getting promoted and then doing really well this season. I think
he always smells good as well. I don't know what his fragrance is. He must wear a bottle of Creed,
is it?
Oh, I can't afford that.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. I'm
not sure.
It's about 400 quid a bottle. That he does smell good though. Got to give him that. Kenzie, your take?
Yeah, he's been top for me. Like obviously, he talks about sort of there's no egos. Me coming from League Two to then come to a title contending sort of Championship club, then now Premier League club. I was nervous about the people, what I was going into. Sam, to be fair, before I came and he knew I was coming, he was like, you'll love it, Cairnsy, they're all proper. But I still had that sort of, is there any egos? Obviously, they're all on a lot more money than me and what have you. And that was for me, I was a bit like nervous about coming into that situation and that environment, but came in, the manager spoke to me on the first day, said to me, I can't promise you game time, but I will promise you, you get your opportunities in training to show what you can do. And he's always stuck by that. It's been great for me. I've loved working with him and long may it continue. And same for Ed Wotton as well.
And had a chat with you about getting into coaching with helping with Ed?
He's never mentioned that to me. I've sort of wanted to do that by myself, sort of on the side, because that's something I know I want to do in the future. But I've done that sort of separate, concentrate on being sort of the best trainer, the best person I can be around the place, and then if that naturally aligns, then so be it.
Tap into as much info as you can get.
That's all I'm doing now. I'm listening to everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Well, talking of, you've mentioned it, what you want to do in the future. I was going to ask you that. What is next for both of you in the future, Sam? Obviously, you're still here. You want to finish the season as strongly as you can.
Yeah, I think get the job done here. I'm confident that we'll see that out, and then For me, I still think I've got a few years ahead playing football. I'd like to, play regularly if I can. It's something off the back of before coming here. I had a lot of years on the sideline with injuries. So I think for me to get myself in a position where it's the best I've felt physically, I think, that's something that I really want to fulfill, play as much as I can. And then after football, I think family time for me is huge. Got a growing family, which is...
Just got married last year as well, didn't you?
Yeah, last summer.
Last time I was chatting, you were just about to get married.
Yeah, got another baby on the way, so I'm sure that'll keep me busy for a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
If you ever need a job, we need people to host a podcast. So
enjoyed it.
Bridges will be moving us on.
We'll be like dinosaurs. Well, yeah, we're gone, mate. There's always a new generation coming, pal. It's like a turnover. It's a big factory.
We're saying that I sometimes don't think Sam realises how good he is as well. And I think that's all the way through his career, even when he was younger. I'm going to blow smoke.
Big me up.
Yeah,
cheers,
bit,
man.
Yeah. And Longy said it as well about him. So you just know what Sam's going to produce, no matter what game it is, no matter what minute he comes on the pitch. You just know what to expect of Sam. And that's probably why I think the manager's entrusted in Sam for such a long period of time as well, because he knows how good he is. I think the group knows how good Sam is, and he's just great to have around the place because no matter what, Sam will produce the goods.
I totally agree with that. I think back to the game last year. You're a good example of you're able to read a game and know exactly what it needs. And I think back to a game here last year where it was a bit flat and there was nothing really happening, and we needed a goal, and you just absolutely smashed somebody in the middle of the pitch.
Middlesbrough where it was.
You won the ball, and then it went out. Was it DJ?
DJ scored, yeah.
And it was like you set the tone. You knew exactly what was needed at the right time. And I'm just echoing what Cairns said. You
completely agree.
Think, yeah, undervalue again what you bring.
Loves a
big tackle.
Loves a smash.
Cheers, Al. It's nice to hear that. Thanks, mate.
It's the truth.
I think that was a good way to end it. I was going to give Stu a rap, but I never do. I never big him up. But I love working alongside him. And it's been an absolute pleasure to have a chat with you lads, to have an insight as to obviously what the academy meant to get into Leeds United, the promotion party. And on a personal for me, I wish us all the best in the future, whether it's with Leeds United or anywhere you go. These are humble men and a class act, and you've served the club and your families and friends marvellously well. It's a pleasure to have a chat with you lads. Thank you.
Nice one. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.